Hey everybody, alright look, this is normally where I would do a fun little mashup, but as you guys know, you now had a bunch of technical problems, so I don't want to waste any time. I want to get the show right up for you. I will say, to make it up for you, Danielle and Shane are going to come back on together and answer all your questions live, so that'll be super duper fun. Make sure you're following me on Twitter to see when that's going to be. And then I will also say, you guys, you're going to love this show. All of your questions were answered from those tweets and Cruella de Vil doggies and Shane and her and just what she thinks of Jason. Everything we cover on the show. It's a great show. So you know what? Let's roll the intro. Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special Big Brother Over the Top postseason interview show with Danielle, our Misfits comp queen. You guys know the deal. If you want to see any of these shows back, check them out at yourrealityrecaps.com/BBOTT. 24/7 live feed flashbacks are at /BBOTT flashbacks. And what I meant to say was 24/7 live feed updates are at BBOTT live feeds on Twitter. 3 super last important things. Check out yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon holiday for our holiday video and great ways to support our shows. You could also become a patron for weekly patron-only shows, access to the patron-only Facebook group, and prize giveaways each week for patrons, or consider one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal to keep us up and running. Yes, you can subscribe right here in YouNow also. And the #1 fan on this show is winning a signed Danielle autograph. But Eric, shut up. Bring us who we want. Give us Danielle. It's Danielle.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Danielle. How are you doing?
I am doing so great. I'm very, very happy today, so it's a good day.
Why are you so happy today?
Well, besides this awesome interview that I get to have today, my boo, my day one, won the veto, and he's staying in the house, and I couldn't be more excited. I wish I was there to jump on him right now, and I'm just sending him so much positive vibes and love.
For those of you guys that don't know, it was a maze POV, and yes, our little Jason won and celebrated with his fellow Misfits. It was amazing.
Oh, great. It was so great.
So proud of our little J right now. I know the first thing that everybody wants, and that's for me to get the hell out of the way. Here is my question for you, Danielle. What is going on with these tweets? Danielle! The poor little doggies, Danielle. What are you doing to the dogs of the world, all the dogs? Are you Cruella de Vil?
You know what? I love Dalmatians. I love all dogs. I am not Cruella de Vil. I am far from that. You know, people just take bits and pieces of people's stories and they want to just blow them up. And you know, people, I said in the house a million times, like, I want to kill these people, but I'm not actually going to go commit murder. They're kind of just figures of speech, and, Twitter, whenever that's where I go to be reckless. My Instagram is for pictures, my Facebook is for family, and Twitter is where I go, where I just, like, rant and rage, and that's how it's always been. And, you know, people want to dig back deep, and they're more than welcome to do that. But, you know, I was 19. I was, you know, young and stupid, and, you know, you want to bite your tongue, and you can't take things back. Once it's on the internet, it's there forever. And so basically people have been telling me that my whole life, and now I finally believe it. And do I regret saying those things? Of course. You know, you just kind of tweet the first thing that pops in your head, and then you look back. I look back years later. I'm like, oh, smart, Danielle. Good job. Way to go. But by no means do I hate dogs. I actually love dogs to death. I am more of a dog person than a cat person. But it doesn't mean I hate cats. I'm not going to go kill any cats. But no, I love animals. I just, you know, tweet some reckless stuff sometimes, and I need to bite my tongue a little bit more.
Let me ask you this. What happened with Zakiyah?
Yeah.
Wasn't there something that, something happened with Zakiyah? I'm going to let you go ahead and take that.
When I was in the house, I said that Zakiyah was a bootleg version of me.
Oh.
And I didn't mean that in terms of looks because I think she is gorgeous. It was nothing personal against Zakiyah. I think she's gorgeous. I love that she's a preschool teacher because so am I. When I saw her on Big Brother 18, I was rooting for her. I wanted her to do really well. I wanted her to be a really strong player, make big moves, take risks, win comps. And she didn't do that, and I was disappointed because I was really pulling for her. So seeing that, it was like, I knew going into Big Brother what I was capable of. I've been watching this since I was 10 years old. I've been strategizing since I was in elementary school. So I knew what I was capable of. And when I said that, it was strictly game. Yes, she was on a real season of Big Brother, and I was on the bootleg season of Big Brother, but the game that I played compared to the game that Zakiyah played, I felt like my game was stronger. And that was the only criticism that I had. It was nothing personal. So all her fans that are attacking me for personal things, do you. I'm not insecure. I don't care. But I want the world to know that my comment was not meant to be taken as a personal comment because I'm sure she's a wonderful person. I've never met her. She's gorgeous. But it was strictly when it came to the game. She threw the competition that got her evicted, and that is where the issue for me came in, because I would never in my life. I might bomb the competition that gets me evicted, but I would never throw the competition that gets me evicted.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
We have so much to talk about when it comes to these comps and all of the stuff that has happened with it. Let's go to like one of the most recent events. You have,
Okay.
a lot of people want to know about this Final Five deal that you and Jason brought
Yeah.
to Shelby and to Morgan and to Alex.
hmm
Do you regret that in any way now?
Do I regret it? No. No, I
No?
don't regret anything. No, because it was hilarious. Oh my God, the looks on their faces alone were worth it. We were so petty, and it might not have been a very good game move, but my personal heart was very warmed and touched when I saw the looks on their faces. For weeks they had been lying to us about who they were going to vote for to try and throw us off. So that way we would vote a different way possibly and the vote would go in their favor. Like the week where I was on the block next to Chrissy and Monty. They said they were voting for Chrissy thinking that, well, maybe someone in our group will want to vote for Chrissy and like maybe Shane will vote for Chrissy or whatever and make it a tie, and so Alex could break the tie and send me home. And so, they were doing that to us all week. Whitney literally told Justin, I'm voting out Monty, and then he voted me out. They all said they're voting Chrissy, and then they voted me out. So, we were just like, we're going to give them a taste of their own medicine. They haven't had to struggle in this game. They have had everything handed to them. They have not felt what it feels like to lose someone yet. They lost Scott, but none of them really cared about Scott. They all, like, Alex did not care about, none of them cared about losing him. That was the first week that they were going to lose someone that meant something to them.
Right.
And we just wanted to let them know how it felt. Like, get your hopes up and get crushed just like you did to us constantly. And so I don't regret it at all.
But the argument to that is gonna be, was that worth $250,000?
I am such a true believer in everything happens for a reason. So, it might not have been worth $250,000, but in that moment, it was great comedy. And the late night jamboree, the Misfits, we live for comedy and laughter, and being who we are, and we're a petty bunch of people. And the J-Boy and Nighttime Danielle came out and showed our butts. I don't know if I can cuss on here, but
You can.
we showed our asses, and I don't care. Everything happens for a reason, and I feel like I was meant to go home week 7 for whatever that should be, whatever, I don't care. But I'm just happy I played the game, and I felt like that was hilarious, and I think that it'll go down in BB history how extremely excited they were and how gullible they were, that at the beginning of the week, Jason hated me and wanted me out, and we weren't talking. Then he takes me off the block, and now all of a sudden, me and him are great again, and now we're going to join alliance with the 3 people we hate the most in the house. Like, it's kind of their fault for believing it in the first place, because, like,
Okay, I'm going to let you stand by that. I'm going to let you stand by that one then.
Yeah.
Let's go to another thing. Lana G wants to know, Danielle, how do you feel about the rude comments that Justin has been making about you in the house? Have you heard any of them?
I haven't gone back to look at any of the live feeds to see what exactly Justin or anyone else has said about me. Just basically stuff that my fans have been sending me. And it's hurtful because I know that I was loyal to Justin. And he was kind of starting to irritate me right before I went home. It was like written all over my face. I couldn't hide it. So same goes for now. It's hurtful that, he's talking bad about me, but I guess he's been talking bad about me the entire game, and I had no clue. So, nothing but love for Justin. It sucks that he feels that he has to do that. I don't know why he thinks, why he wants to be so nasty towards me. But I think once he goes back and watches, if he does watch any of the show, he'll see that I had his back and that I'm the one that fought to keep him on the double eviction. And, I was there for him since night one when everyone else was kind of writing him off. I was the one that befriended him. And I think that maybe he'll start looking at me a little bit differently and see that I'm not some annoying, horrible person, that I have a good heart, and the people that ride for me, I ride for them unconditionally. And, I just can't take it too heavily because it is a game. And when you live in a house with people 24/7, they can get on your nerves. And, I just got to keep all that in mind and kind of just let it go. Hair flip. We all know the real reason he's mad.
Yes, because you weren't interested in him?
Right, because I was not interested in him because I wanted Shane.
Now, we're burying the lead here, and I apologize, Shane. What is the current Chanel?
Chanel.
We're going with Chanel.
Chanel. I don't know how everyone was saying it in the house. We were saying Chanel. I don't know how Twitter is pronouncing it, but I don't know.
Why are you looking over there? Is somebody over there?
No.
Shane.
Out. No one's here.
So, have you talked to him? Have you talked to him since you've been out of the house?
I have talked to him. I talked to him all day, actually, except for when he's at work. But yes, I talked to him.
Oh, and do you guys have any plans to get together soon? Well, finale, you'll be together.
Yeah, so I'll see him on finale, and I told him he doesn't have to come out here before then because it's not too far away. So I'll see him on finale night, and he's going to stay a few days longer in California to spend time with me, meet my family because they absolutely adore him. And, we're just going to hang out, have fun. I'm probably going to drag him to Disneyland and, just enjoy our company. We'll probably go to the mountains or something. But, yeah, we're definitely going to spend some quality time together.
You're going to the mountains, all right. Yeah. Someone's going to the mountains. No, wait. Speaking of family, there was a lot of times on the feeds, when it cut, it seemed like when you wanted to talk about your family. Why was that? Can you talk about that now?
I think it was mainly just my son because the rest of my family signed releases. His father wanted his lawyers to look over the release for him. And, I don't blame him, but it just didn't happen quick enough because the show's so quick. So by the time, before it could all get resolved and it can get looked at and sent back, I was out of the house. So it just sucked. It really was really hard not being able to talk about my son because he is the biggest part of my entire existence. Everything I do for that little boy. So it was really hard not being able to talk about him. And just let the house guests know, who I am. That I feel like they missed out on a part of me because I wasn't able to really talk freely about myself or my son or our relationship or anything like that. So it definitely made it a lot more difficult, especially when I went HOH and I couldn't see pictures of him in the HOH room. It is what it is. It sucked, but.
Well, now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to preface it with Shane's in the chat room. Wild Lisa wants to know, do you regret getting into a showmance?
I do not regret getting into a showmance at all. I said that from the beginning that I would get in a showmance as long as it benefited me, and then when it didn't, I would cut it with no with no emotion, no feelings. I didn't care. I wasn't here to play The Bachelor. I was here to play Big Brother. But you get into the house, and I really wasn't expecting to meet someone like Shane. It totally caught me off guard. And, you know, I fell hard for him. And it sucked that he had to leave for personal reasons, but it did help my game. I was able to focus more on the game, but I don't regret it at all because I'm so happy that I met him, and you know, he might be the one. We'll have to see.
Interesting. We like it. A lot of you. Shane also says good answer, by the way. We would love to know, or I think a lot of your younger fans would want to know, but I want to know too, and I'm not a younger fan. Would you ever play Big Brother again? Would you ever play Big Brother again? Let's start there.
Oh, heck yes. I would play Big Brother again. If Canada wants me, I'll go to Canada. If the UK wants me, I'll go to the UK. I don't care. I love this game. I've been wanting to play it forever. So as many times as Big Brother wants to bring me back, maybe there's something wrong with me mentally. I don't know. But I would go back every single time because the stress, the emotional ups and downs is so worth it, because when else do you get to just play like such a strategic game, get to use your mind in a way you don't get to use it in everyday life, and play in comps and things like that. So I would do it in a heartbeat.
I think more so than anybody else in your season, you're probably the one that I think we'll definitely see back on an all-star season.
I hope so. I hope that, you know, everything that I honestly thought that everyone hated me. I didn't think that people thought I played a good game. So when I got out and I saw that, everyone was like, no. And everyone wants me to come back again. Like, it was so overwhelming, but in such a great way. And I would love to come do another season and play against some of the best. And, like, you know, really, really test how well I know this game and how well I can maneuver through with a cast who is all strategic and not floaters or anything like that.
100%. Now, we're going to need you to do one thing.
Okay.
Because, you know, all the stuff that you're saying is very Jason original season to me. But when you go back for All Stars, you're not allowed to kumbaya go down with the ship.
No. Oh, no, no, no.
You would have to split probably Jason's throat in order to win.
You know what? And if it comes down to that, so be it. Like, if it would have come down, if I would have still been in the house, I would have had to do that at some point. Me and Jason would have had to split. As much as I wanted to go, I wanted him to be in the final 3 with me. I think in the back of my mind, I knew if I took him that I wouldn't win. And if I wanted to win, then I needed to cut him. But you know, it's a game. And I think that if I were to play again, I would play it as a game. And I would probably set all personal things aside because I already have Shane. I've made friends the first time around. So the second time around, it'd be super cutthroat. I'd still be loyal to my alliance until I needed to cut them. But I definitely play a lot more manipulative than I did this time.
I see so many similarities, and I think a lot of people in our chat room see so many similarities between you and Jason. And I think a lot of us loved you two together because you reminded us a lot of Jason.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, God, we know how this relationship is going to end. One of them is going to do it. One of them is going to do it. But, I mean, how do you feel about Jason? I know a lot of people feel like, oh, God, Danielle must hate Jason now that she's out of the house and that she knows he was willing to lose her. How do you feel about him?
Oh, you're going to make me cry. Jason, I adore Jason from the second he walked in the door. I watched him on BB17. I was sad when he left because I felt like he could have played such an amazing game. Up until that point, he was playing a good game. So it was really sad I was really sad when I had to leave him. But the fact is, I got to leave him in the house. If I was up against anybody else, if I was up against Chrissy, if I was up against Justin, if I was up against Morgan, I would have drugged them up and down. I would have thrown them under the bus a million times to stay in that house. But sitting next to Jason, I just couldn't do it because I love the kid. And I want the absolute world for him. And I know that this is his chance. This is his second time here. He needed it. And if I could help him to get to the end, if I could help him get to the end by staying in the house, of course, number one option. But if I could help him get to the end by leaving, then I wanted to do that for him because no one in that house loved the game as much as he did. I love the game, but no one loves this game more than him. And he deserves it. He deserves to win. And, I don't care what he said. I don't care if he threw me under the bus, blah, 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 whatever. I don't care. I know that boy rides for me. I know that we are going to be really good friends after this, and I'm going to make him a bridesmaid in my wedding, and he's going to have to wear a colorful tux, so he's just going to have to deal with it. But no, I'm so proud of him. I almost cried today when he won the veto, but I knew he could do it because if he really wanted to stab me in the back, this is the way I look at it. I look back to the week he was co-HOH. I was on the block. If he really wanted to get me out, he didn't have to use the veto to bring me down. He could be like, you know what, Danielle's a threat. Let's get her out. But he stayed loyal to me, and that one thing right there is really just that is what I think about Jason when I think about him. That, our dance in the storage room, our one-on-one talks, our strategy moves, that's what I love about Jason.
That's what we loved about you guys together. How awkward, like, how funny was that storage room moment? Like, you two are like, la, 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 and then, like, the door just opens, and you both were just like, I'm just fixing my hair, and some wings are up, that's what I'm doing.
When that, like, being in the house and that happening, I was just thinking in my head, like, we played that off so slick. Like, they have no idea. No
they
idea
really didn't.
Celebrating like that. So, like, watching the video, I've watched that clip so many times, and I laugh every time I watch it. It never gets old because it's just like classic Danielle and Jason. You think of Danielle and Jason, it's that moment right there. Like, I love that. It was great. It was perfect. Luckily, we could kind of hear the door jiggle a little bit. We're like, oh shit, but like, no, that's me and him. That's our relationship. We pick at each other and we celebrate and love each other, and we're like brother and sister. That's what I think our relationship is. We're like brother and sister.
I think so too. I think so. I think some of my favorite moments are you two always running across the yard. Sorry, Shane. You two, but you don't have to worry, Shane. You two like running across the yard like into each other's arms during competitions as well I love that as well. All right, I have to ask you a strategic question that this is one that I really did not understand either. You're getting this one from a ton of people.
Okay.
How come you guys wanted to target Alex instead of Morgan? I guess you could technically say right before you got evicted, because it seems like it was a season where it didn't matter who was HOH. Mm-hmm. It only mattered what the care package was to throw the wrench in. So all of us, I mean, now we knew what all the care packages were in order out here, but we were just like, why aren't you getting rid of the person with the care package?
You know what? That's probably, I always say, like, never, like Jason always told me, never play what ifs. Mm-hmm. But that's probably the one move that I look back on, and I think we should have just taken out Morgan. Yeah. But being in the house with Morgan, you realize that she does absolutely nothing. She can't do anything. Literally nothing. She can't talk strategic. She can't do anything except for talk about other people and cut chicken with the fork. She can't do anything. Nothing. So we were like, she is not a threat. Alex is the one running the show. And so we were like, cut this head off the snake. We cut Monty. We cut Scott. Cut Alex. Get her out of here. We have been trying to get her out for so long. We just wanted to take advantage of the opportunity to do it. Like, America handed her to us on a silver platter, and we chopped her up and sent her out to be served. So good riddance. But looking back on it now, I really didn't think that Morgan would get the care package. I thought it would go to Whitney or Justin, especially since it was a double eviction. They'd want to make sure that either one of them are safe, because from in the house, your perception is that America adored the two of them. And so I knew, like, I just got to get out there and win this double eviction, and I'm going to put Shelby and Morgan on the block. It doesn't matter who comes down because one of them is going home. And that was the mindset, and we got too comfortable in that. And we kind of, like, put our blinders on and got complacent and lost sight of, we didn't think of every single strategy. We were just like, this is what we're going to do. And we didn't open our eyes to anything else.
Well, let me ask you this then. Let me jump over to friends, because we're talking about friends and friendship in the house. You're getting a ton of questions from people like Preston Plummer, most recently. Is there anyone that you won't be friends with now that the season is over? Is there anyone you see yourself not having a friendship with?
Let's just say the only people I will be friends with is Shane, Neely, Jason, and Chrissy. Other than that, I have no intentions of being friends with any of those people, especially listening to Shelby and Morgan this week, listening to the things that they're saying about people, hearing that those girls were calling me fat and talking about my stretch marks. Like, I gave birth to a human being. What do you think I'm going to look like? I don't understand. Watching some things back now, I'm just like, you guys were so horrible. Like, so horrible. And such, like, I won't be friends with any of them. And especially, like, seeing the words that Monty said to me, or said about me, things like that. It's just, I'm not a fake person. I'm not two-faced. I'm not going to be like, I don't like them. And then they get out and be like, oh, we're best friends. I have no intentions of ever talking to a single one of them, taking a picture with them. I don't want to say hello to them. I don't want to speak to them, nothing. Oh, I left out Whitney. If Whitney's not mad at me.
That was where I was going. I was going to say, what about Whitney?
If Whitney's not mad at me, no hard feelings to Whitney, even though she did call me a slut, but that's because Justin lied and said that I cuddled with him in the HOH bed, which never happened. I'd be friends with Whitney. I'm so happy for her that she got engaged. We were all talking about the house. Like, Winston better propose to her when she gets home. So for that to happen, I adore her. I didn't want her to leave, and I hope that she goes back and watches that and sees how difficult it really was for me to send her home, because I wanted to keep my entire alliance safe. And at that point, I considered her part of the late night jamboree. And if she goes back and looks at my DRs, I say, like, I am as loyal to her as I am to the other three. And so I'd be friends with Whitney. I forgot about Whitney. Sorry, Whitney.
I will say, and now I do have a horrible memory, but I'm 99% sure, and you guys can check it out on the website. I'm pretty sure when we interviewed Whitney, she did say that she also has no hard feelings and loves you, and it's all a game. And actually, I know for a fact she said that. She loves you, it's all a game, and now that the game's over, she can't wait to have a relationship with you and everybody else.
Awesome.
So she does love you. And, oh my God, you should totally go back and watch that show, Danielle, because all of us were blown away. Like, oh my God, where is this Whitney? Like, she had so much game in her head that she wasn't telling us on the feeds. It was very shocking. It was like, interesting. Jet Setter wants to know, what was your favorite tip from Nicole, James, and Paul?
My favorite tip from Paul was probably be yourself unless you suck. I just thought that was so hilarious. And of course, friendship. Nicole's was, oh goodness, breathe. Remember to breathe. I read that before the veto comp that I won, the haunted house one. And I just read that one over and over, and I was like, just remember to breathe. Like, just breathe. And that kind of like centered me. So I that was probably the one that I liked the most. It's so simple, but so important when you're in that house. And James, my favorite James one. Oh my goodness.
I think they just meant the favorite out of all of them.
Out of all of them? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So if I had to pick one out of all of them, it's definitely like probably all of Paul's. But the one where it says, be yourself unless you suck. That's probably my favorite one. So,
Big Zilla said in the chat room, so not the one about showmances.
No, not the one about showmances. Showmances are great.
Were you surprised to find out that Nicole won season 18?
Very. No shade to Nicole at all. I felt like she played a good game, and she played her game. But I think that Paul played a better game. And the reason I say that is because he faced more adversity, and I can relate to that. He had to fight every single week, and I had to fight every single week. So I can relate to his gameplay a lot more. He was loyal, and our gameplays are very similar, and I really, really, really wanted him to win. And so I was bummed to see that he didn't win. If Nicole was up there against someone else, I probably, like, if she would have been up there against James, I would have felt like she deserved it over James. But sitting next to Paul, I really thought that Paul should have won.
I I think America does as well. I know a lot of people are saying, I see a lot of people in the chat room asking questions about stuff that we've already answered. Trust me, you can come back and watch it on the, when you watch the playback later tonight. There won't be any problems with that. Double Eviction wants to know, who are you least excited to see at the finale and the most excited to see at the finale, but you can't pick Shane?
Oh! Okay, well then I am most excited to see Jason at the finale. I can't wait. Probably Jason and Neely. Just because it seems like Neely's been super awesome since she came out. I can't wait to see her and hug her. She should not have gone her week. She was completely robbed. I think we were blindsided. Just by the whole week in general. But I can't wait to see Neely, but I can't wait to see Jason and just tell him how proud I am of him and how, like, I know he loves me and I love him and that there's no hard feelings or anything that was said. And I really can't wait to see Jason. Who I'm least, like, who I don't care to see, shocker, probably Monty, but I feel like that's, like, everyone knows that. So other than him, I'd say I don't want to see Shelby.
So none of them, like, reached out to you then? So we're saying, like, none of the Alexes, Montys, none of them reached out?
No one has spoken to me except for, obviously Shane and Neely, and I think Winston might have said something because he might have thought that I thought a tweet was about me. So I think my sister said that he said, but I didn't see it. So possibly, but I haven't seen anything from, like, Whitney either. But I'm not really. I'm excited to see Whitney. I'm excited to congratulate her. But no, Alex hasn't reached out to me. Scott hasn't reached out. I think Scott might have reached out to me on a fake Twitter trying to talk crap about me, but I don't count that. And no one has tried to say anything to me at all.
I will say I did see that. Now, I don't ever normally do this, but I just want to say this, because a lot of people are giving me a lot of heat. Everybody, I invited Scott on the show many times. He does not answer me. I don't know why. And now when I say this, he probably really won't. But yeah, I saw that. I saw where it looked like it's proof that Scott's creating fake accounts.
He thinks that he's so slick. I'm sorry, Scott. I hope you see this because you are far from it. And if you think you're slick, go back and watch you on the slackline when you fell on your face, because that's basically what you're doing on Twitter. It's upsetting to me because him and I had our personal issues, and I had every right to dislike Scott for personal reasons. He literally said he wanted to make my life a short-lived hell. And for that, I lost respect for him. And that's why I had to rip him a new asshole in the Big Brother house. But before he left, I don't know if feeds were cut, but before he left, I sat down with him and I apologized to him. And I told him, I don't want you to leave this house where there's bad blood between us. I don't like that because I was willing to play the game with you. I was willing to put personal issues aside and to play the game. And, you know, I told him that I was sorry if anything that I said to him hurt his feelings, because that's not the type of person that I am. I was just very emotional, and I fight with my words. And sometimes I have to look back and be like, that's not the person you want to be, Danielle. I always say she's clothed in strength and dignity. And I didn't feel like that really represented that. So I wanted to apologize to him. So the fact that he's on social media trying to attack me, but he can't say it, he can't do it from his own account, just shows how much of a coward he is. And he didn't deserve my apology. And quite frankly, he deserves me to snatch his wig again.
Right. So, I mean, it's very, I mean, that was a lot of talk during the show about, you know, the bullying and everything that happened around it. Yeah. But you would say, so you're saying that you guys did try and work that out after.
You know, when he came up to the HOH room, you know, I told him, like, whatever personal issues we have, that has nothing to do with the game. And I told him, when it comes to game, my door is always open. I'm here to, like, if you want to talk strategy, I'm here. I made a deal with him to keep Alex safe. You know, I was really very open to playing the game with Scott. And before he left, I sat down with him in the living room and I apologized to him for yelling at him. and he accepted my apologies. We hugged. Before he left, he gave me a hug, and I thought that we had left on good terms. If Monty went to everyone else before he left and talked to everyone, but he wouldn't talk to me. And anytime I'd walk into a room, he'd walk out. If Monty would have sat me down and talked to me, I would have apologized for yelling at Monty too, because that's just who I am. I can take responsibility when I've done something wrong. I don't have too much pride to do that. So, I told Scott that I was sorry for yelling at him. I would have told Monty the same thing. But now looking back at things, I'm like, they don't deserve that. They don't deserve my kindness. As much as I want to try and be that person, the things that Monty said and the things that Scott continues to say, to me, they're so nasty. And I just can't support that at all.
No, I don't think anybody supports it. I hope that there is some way that all of you can mend postseason. I do always tend to find that it does always seem like right after you get out, everybody kind of feels that way, but then I'm just hoping for all of you guys that you can all have peace. It's Thanksgiving week.
Right? Yeah. Jason told us that. He said that a lot of people in his cast didn't get along, and then they all met up at Vanessa's house, and they went and had fun in Vegas, and that they were all able to like hash it out and get everything out in the open, and that people that he didn't like in the house, he's really close to now. So, that might be the case. However, there's just some things and some people's personalities that's just who they are, and I just can't. I don't see some of those people. Me being able to. I can forgive them, but I won't be able to forget the things that they say. So we might just be like neutral. It's cool. Right. I don't see myself ever like inviting them anywhere, going to hang out with them, or planning trips with them, or anything like that.
Parawolf wants to know: would you ever visit Jason and Chrissy after the show?
Yes, I will. I hope that Jason moves in with Chrissy because it'll make my life a whole lot easier. I only have to go to one freezing cold place instead of two. But I definitely would. I adore Chrissy and I adore Jason, and I would love to go visit them and act fools with them and relive all those funny, hilarious moments, because there's a lot of negative that goes on in the house, but you have to remember all the positive, and I think that's what I miss most about the house is our laughing and our fun, and when things are good, things are really good. So I would definitely go visit them and spend time with them. I miss them both already.
Yeah, and they miss you. I mean, I'm sure. Well, if you're not watching the feeds, you might not know, but yeah, they talk about how much they miss you in the house. Who are your favorite Big Brother players? A lot of people want to know.
My favorite Big Brother players are Dr. Will, Derek, and Rachel, all for different reasons, but I've always loved Dr. Will, and I loved Derek on his season. I just loved how he was able to like manipulate that. Anytime he wanted something done, it usually got done and not at his hand. So I loved that he was able to pull that off. And Rachel is just like a beast. Like, who doesn't love Rachel? I love Rachel. So those three are my absolute favorites. Meeting Rachel, I was probably more starstruck to meet her than I ever would be to meet someone like Drake or anyone like that. Like, I met Rachel Riley. Like, she is my Big Brother idol. She's like the best female to ever play Big Brother, and they're my favorite.
I know. I think I can definitely put you in touch with Rachel if you're not already, if she's not following you on the Twitter already.
I don't know if she's following me. She might be, but I know she has tweeted about me or to me that I missed them because there's so much going on. I think I missed some of them, but I saw the video where she said that she would have aligned with me, and I think that my Big Brother life was made when she said that, because to see one of the strongest Big Brother competitors ever, not even just female, say that they would want to align with you, like, that alone just made me feel so proud about my game. And to win HOH when she was hosting the comp, it was like, oh.
I know. I want to see that alliance so badly. Fancy Kia wants to know, if Jason went home week 1, do you think you would have worked with other people? Or who are the other people do you think that you would have worked with?
That is so hard to think of. If Jason would have went home week 1, I definitely probably would have still worked with Chrissy. And I probably would have worked with Shane, obviously. And I honestly, if Jason hadn't went home, I probably would have ended up working with Scott and Shane and Monty, because Scott had pitched that to me week 1. That, like, once he knew Cornbread was leaving, he said that he wanted to be in an alliance, but we never talked about it again after that. So that might have been the way that it ended up going. But, it's hard to say. Because I know so much now, it's hard to look back and think, like, if that one thing changed, like, how that would affect the game.
Right. I'm trying to, I can't believe that we're more than halfway through the show. I'm trying to be better about firing questions away at you.
I'll be better at answering shorter, too.
Harmony wants to know, what did you think about the sister twist?
I thought it was pretty irrelevant. They were both pretty irrelevant. I think it would have been a better twist if they weren't playing on the same side of the house. If Alex would have aligned with our side and Morgan would have been on the other side. We kind of caught on early on that they looked alike. Like, people kept getting them confused. And I personally didn't really see it at first. I was like, no, like, they look nothing alike. But Jason saw it, and Justin kept confusing them. And I'm looking back, I'm like kind of mad that we didn't study that a little bit more. Like, why does she have, let's look at this. Why is Alex always in glasses? Why is she always wearing her glasses? Why doesn't she wear contacts? She's like, oh, my eyes are sensitive. Or, like, the slip-up where they, like, mix their names up or whatever.
Right.
Or the fact that Alex didn't get any family stuff in her HOH. So, yeah, but I feel like it was pretty relevant. It would have been a better twist if they wouldn't have worked together.
The one that I couldn't believe that you guys didn't pick up on is, I think, like, Alex was in the kitchen and you guys were all talking about cake. And Alex is like, Mom microwaves our birthday cakes. And then Alex, like, left the room. And then Morgan came in the room, and you guys were still talking about cakes, and Morgan goes, my mom microwaves cakes. And we were all like, ah. And then you guys were like, la 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 la, like nobody even picked up on it. We were like, ah. We were like, that was it. That was it. That was it.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't even hear that comment. We should have known by the fact that neither of them know how to do absolutely anything in a kitchen or wash a dish.
Mm-hmm.
So that should have been the giveaway alone. The fact that neither of them know how to do anything. They're like, oh yeah, both of our parents just microwave things. But, we were like, whatever. No one's teaching them how to do anything. Like, these spoiled brats don't know how to do anything for themselves. That's kind of like our mindset at the time. We were so fed up with them not washing dishes. We're like, we don't care about your parents microwaving your food.
Mm-hmm. Wash dish. Allison XOXO Features wants to know, if you could be on any other season of Big Brother, which would it be?
Like past season?
Yes.
Okay, past season, probably. I'm so bad with numbers seasons. Whatever
Which
season
people?
Rachel won. That's the one I won.
14?
13?
13? Yes, 13. I'm horrible with the numbers, too. But the season Rachel won.
Yeah, the season Rachel won, that's the one that I would have wanted to be on.
Really? Okay, I like that. I would have loved to have seen, that would be very different.
Maybe even Rachel's very first season. Maybe her and I could have gone 1-2 her very, very first time around. But yeah, I would have wanted to play with Rachel for sure.
I would have loved to see you with like a Rachel, a Reagan, and a Brittany. I would have loved that. That would have been really good. Yeah, how are you handling the tweets that people are sending you about negative stuff in the house? So in general, so let's say when people are tweeting you about what Justin's saying, or when people are tweeting you about, whatever Jason's saying, how do you handle stuff like that? BB Princess wants to know.
I just know not to take anything to heart. Justin's kind of just whatever. I really don't care what Justin has to say. He's irrelevant. And I kind of made a video saying that I just clearing the air. Like, I don't care what Jason's saying. I support him 100% and really just kind of brush it all under the rug. It doesn't really matter to me. If they want to talk, if people want to talk, if people still want to talk about me in the house, then I guess it's still a Danielle show. So let them let them talk about me. And I don't pay negative things on Twitter too much attention unless I'm trying to be joking, like funny about it.
Oh God, I know all about that axe to grind. I know all about that axe to grind.
Yeah.
If you could have been dropped back into the house, let's say this week, what is one thing that you would want to tell the anybody in the house? Like, or we'll say your alliance. Is there anything specifically you would want to tell your alliance if you could be dropped right back into the house?
I would want to pull Justin aside and just have a one-on-one conversation with him and let him know that it was me that saved him and me alone. That Jason and Chrissy said, we support whatever you want to do. If you want to send home Justin, we will send home Justin. And I'm the one that said that, because they were like low-key pushing for Justin to go. And I'm the one that said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not sending them home. I'm not sending him home, not on my HOH. If those girls want him to leave, they have to get him out themselves. And, just show him that it wasn't Chrissy that convinced me. Mm-hmm. It was me that told them, no, this is what we're doing, because I'm not doing it. And because I felt like that was a really big turning point in our relationship. I felt like me saving him, he had a newfound respect for me and trust for me. And hours later, Chrissy saw that as oh my gosh, he's going to be more, he's going to trust Danielle more than he trusts me, or he's going to ride for Danielle harder than he rides for me. And she tried to make me look like the bad guy. And so I'd want to clear the air with Justin and let him know, like, that's not the case.
I think that is good, and I still think he's too immature to even get it. Cyberland98 wants to know, what was one of your most exciting moments in the house?
Most exciting moments in the house, winning HOH for the first time and for the second time, even though the second time ended up being like a bittersweet win. Winning HOH, like, who goes to Big Brother and doesn't want to win an HOH? So that was probably the most exciting part, other than just walking through the front door itself. Mm-hmm. Because up until I walked through the front door, I was waiting for someone to tell me, like, actually, you're not even on the show. We're going to send you home. So walking through the door, I was like, this is real. They can't make me leave now. I'm here. So, just winning HOH. I was kind of starting to doubt myself. I said I was going to be over the top competitive, and I hadn't won anything. And it was very frustrating because I love to win. I'm a very competitive person. So when I finally won, I was very proud of myself. So.
Right. Emily Pock Rich wants to know, do you think exposing to Jason that Shane made a deal with Alex during her HOH spooked Jason into thinking that you would cut him?
It might have. I'm not sure. It might have spooked him. I think he thought Shane, when the game he wore his, like, he was very easy to read when it came to his emotions. Like, Jason knew that Shane was kind of iffy about him. And I was like, yeah, he thinks that you made it, whatever. And, he might have thought that I was going to cut him. But if Shane would have stayed in the house, they would have been my 1-2. I would have kept them both around for absolutely as long as I possibly could. That might have spooked Jason, but for sure.
Cyberland wants to know, when did you start to feel disconnected between some of the other girls in the house? I don't know if you saw that video, like, somebody put together a video where they were saying, like, the other girls in the house weren't really welcoming to you right from the beginning of the game. So is that something that you felt in the house, too?
I think the initial, like, when I walked through the front door, I didn't, like, Justin would tell me, like, oh, they weren't as welcoming as they were to everybody else, but I didn't feel that only because, there's such an adrenaline rush. Mm-hmm. So happy just to be there. Like, you're not really focused on how people are welcoming you. And I didn't really think too much of it. I think where it came was when I decided, I had a conversation with Shane. I was like, tomorrow I'm going to go and try and hang out with the girls because I want to build a relationship with them. And he's like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. So I went and sat by the pool with them, and, I could just feel the tension. I could feel like they didn't want me around. And I was trying to have conversations with them and, ask them questions, but they wouldn't really tell me anything about themselves. And so I was like, okay, well, this is me. Can you relate to anything that I'm saying? And in turn, they thought that was me, like, I want to talk about me. And no, it was me trying to give them a chance to hear what I have to say and see if they can relate to anything, because they really weren't giving me anything to relate to them about. So I think that was week 1. It was probably like day 3 by the pool that I realized it's not going to work with these girls. I'm not going to keep trying.
Right.
And I kind of just left it at that.
And I say, scrum. Big Brother Lord says, who would you vote to win in a BBOTT Final 3 if you had to pick between Morgan, Chrissy, and Justin?
Ooh, this is probably going to be really bad. Oh my gosh. Can I do a write-in?
Sure.
Can I write someone super random? No, if I had to pick between the 3, I'll answer the question. I had to pick between the 3. I mean, I've talked to my family about this, and they're like, no, Danielle. And I'm like, yes. I'd want to vote. Oh, I'm so torn between Chrissy and Justin, because I know that Chrissy really needs this. She's talked about it a lot. And since I've been out, her boyfriend Mike has been nothing but nice. And I know he's been talking to Shane a lot, but knowing that Justin, and I don't know how true this is, but going just based off the conversations that him and I have, knowing what he wants to do with the money, how he wants to start fishing seminars to help kids stay off the streets, that alone would probably be why I would vote for Justin, which is crazy because I don't respect any of their gameplay, honestly. Sorry, Chrissy, love you. But they didn't really do much of anything. And they were kind of like the ones who didn't really do anything in their alliance. But I like the thing that Justin wants to do with his money, if that is true, because I am a huge supporter of supporting your community. When I was Miss Tulare County, I did it. I'm preschool. I just have a heart for children. So
right.
The fact that he wants to do that with his money just really touches my heart, and that's why I would probably vote for him.
Name Dropper 5000 wants to know, if you were Justin, would you keep Shelby this week and go after a bigger threat? Although, how could he keep Shelby? I guess he could, because he could flip.
Like voting out Chrissy instead of voting out Shelby.
Right.
There's not really a bigger target in the house other than Shelby. She's the only one that has been winning pretty consistently, and he needs to get her out. They all need to get her out if they want a chance to win, because she has played a very, game-wise, and only game-wise, she has played a good game. So.
A lot of us saw you tell her, good game as you were, leaving the game, and a lot of media outlets also kind of twisted what you said as well, which wasn't cool.
No. Yeah. I told her that for 2 reasons. The first one was because I do really respect her game. Her and I did emerge at the same time. People underestimated me. People underestimated her. And we emerged at the same time to kind of be like powerhouses in the house. I was a powerhouse on my side. She was a powerhouse on her side. And so for that, I respect her gameplay for playing when she needs to downplay how intelligent she was. Even though I started catching on to that at the end, because you're not slick, Shelby. But I respect that in her. And I respect her for getting me out, because she's right. I would have beat the crap out of her in anything else that we did. And I was definitely her biggest target. For her personal game, I was her biggest target. So I respect her when it comes to the game. But also I did it to kind of put the target on her as I was leaving, trying to transfer the target from me to her. Saying Shelby, me and you are the same. We both emerged at the same time to be beasts. Because we're threats. Kind of saying, everyone thinks I'm a threat. I'm leaving, so I'm going to transfer my target that's on my back to yours. And to kind of put her in the worst position going into the next week.
Right. I knew what you were doing. I just think it's I think it's interesting that people don't know that's what you're doing. Chef Bigzilla wants to know, except being a shorter season, how is Big Brother Over the Top, quote, easier than regular Big Brother? Or do you not think that it is? Or is it harder?
I haven't played regular Big Brother, so I can't say if it's easier or harder. I think that would have to be a question for Jason. I think
But
he's
as a fan, like what
as a fan. I think it was harder because America had so much say so in everything that was going on, and like you couldn't like sit down with America and have a conversation where they speak back to you. So you never know what's on their mind. You can't really, you only have such short amount of time to really try and explain to them. And if there's people that aren't catching every conversation, they don't know what you're thinking all the time.
right.
So I think Big Brother Over the Top, the fact that America had such a big influence on the game, it definitely made it harder to play. And so that's why I probably would think it'd be harder to play this version versus the regular version.
I agree. I think you guys, in a lot of ways, didn't get to really play your own game because it didn't matter what you did in the house. It only mattered what we voted in. So that being said, Lisa D. Tech Girl wants to know, do you then think that you would do better playing in a real season or playing another, I mean, we shouldn't say real season, a summer season, a season when you're allowed to actually play the game, or would you think you would do better doing this format again now that you know it?
I think I'd be fine playing either one. Of course, I want to play a summer season. I want the full Big Brother experience. I want to, mainly competition-wise, I want to play in those comps. But I think that do well on a Big Brother Over the Top season. But I want to play I want to play a summer season of Big Brother. I want to play my game. I want to play a game where the line isn't drawn in the sand and dug so deep it's a trench between two sides of the house. I want to play a game where it's like you really don't know. You don't know who's in alliance with who. Our season was so obvious. So I want to play a season of Big Brother where it's not as obvious on who's working with who, and you can kind of be a little bit more manipulative.
Right. Miranda Webb wants to know, Danny, how have fans impacted your game in the house, which you just answered, but what America Care package do you wish you would have received now that you know them all?
I wish I would have received the double eviction one.
So do I.
Yeah. Even though I won HOH and everyone's like, oh, she doesn't need it. I wish I would have received that one, and I understand everyone was wanting to save the last one for me, but I probably wouldn't have even been able to complete it, and it would have been a waste, and I would have been so embarrassed, because I was not good at that slackline at all. But I wish that one would have gone to me, or even not even just to me. If it would have gone to Whitney or Justin, I think it would be a completely different game. That's the one. It definitely made my HOH extremely difficult at going to Morgan, and those rules were such crap. Jason was in the DR yelling at production because season 4, the only other time a veto was given away, that person was still able to be nominated, forcing them to use the veto to save themselves. So I didn't really.
Oh, I'm just going to say we should probably leave that there and not go any more into that one. But trust me, we can talk more about that. We're not recording. If somebody in the chat room said, since you are talking about what Jason would do if he won, what Justin would do with the win, what are some of the things that you would have done with the money if you won?
I probably would have, Shane's gonna kill me for this, bought a tiny house. Because they're super cheap, and when you live in California, everything is ridiculously expensive. So to have something where I wouldn't even have a mortgage, and I'd have like this perfect little house where it's just me and my son, and he's 3, and we're hardly home ever anyway. I think a tiny house is the perfect way to go, just for him and I to have our own space. Or I would have wanted to kind of, put it away. Definitely would have used some of it on some of my college loans, because I have a long road ahead of me. I want my PhD, so it's going to take some time and some money. But I definitely want to, expose my son to the world. I want to take him everywhere, and I want to show him different cultures and how people live in other places and what foods they eat and what languages they speak. And I want to start that at a young age. They're sponges at this age and they soak everything up. And so I definitely would have wanted to take him on a trip, and just expose him to other cultures, and just really just enjoy time, being able to take some time off and just enjoy one-on-one time with him.
Oh, we want that for you too. And that's such a precious thought that we're now going to have to go into the next question, which is everybody wants to know how excited you're going to be for Jason to throw the bag of crackle at Shelby.
Oh my gosh, we have been waiting for this moment for so long, collecting crackle, and I was gonna get crackle before I came and have it with me for this interview, but I was shopping for a finale dress, so I was late.
That is more important.
But I can't wait. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so epic. It's gonna be so great. That bag is big. Let me tell you, we put in work on that bag, and I cannot wait. He has been waiting for this since week 2. So I can't wait.
So do you think he's going to do it? You think he's going to follow through and do it?
He better follow through and do it. We didn't sneak around and scheme and hide crackle in random places, and I didn't have crackle hiding behind my drawers and everything for him not to do it. He better do it. He better hand her the trash bag full of crackles for her to take with her, and she can eat them on Thanksgiving. Her hotel room.
Yeah. I was going to, no matter who lost this one, my tweet was going to be, hi, room service, can I have the Thanksgiving special?
Basically. That's why I'm glad I went 7. If I wouldn't have gone 7, I probably would have gone 8 in week 8, and that would have sucked. So at least I get to spend Thanksgiving with my son, and my sister's home. So sorry, Shelby, you're going to be in a hotel room eating a burger probably, because that's all there is.
Oh, I don't know. She lives in California though, doesn't she? Like she lives right over there. Maybe production would let her go.
No.
Well, we'll see. Happy holidays. Okay, look. I cannot even begin to express to you that A, you broke the You Now chat room because you had thousands of people in there live. B, we're not even like a 10th of the way through the questions we have for you. We're already over an hour. So I'm just going to start by saying this. A, you have 1 million fans that love you, Danielle. Like, oh my God, I can't even tell you how many people love you, to the point of the fact that you broke You Now.
That's so crazy, because I really thought everyone hated me when I was in the house.
No.
And everyone in the house thinks that America hates me, so...
They do?
Yes, everyone in the house thinks America hates me. They all think like, oh, if we would have taken Danielle, like at least America. That was like my one selling point was, if you guys take me to the end, you know America doesn't like me. No one's going to vote for me to win. That was like my one bargaining chip. And now, like, I can't wait for them to just get out and see that, like, I was really surprised when I turned my phone on and I saw so much positive things on Twitter. It, like, seriously, like, melted my heart. I adore my fans to pieces, and I will continue to interact with them for as much as I can, for as long as I can.
Well, then wait, because here's what I'm going to say to you. I'm going to get out of your way right now, and the floor is all of yours. What do you want to say to all of your fans that supported you?
To my fans who have supported me since the beginning, whether you started before the game started, when the game started, in the middle of the game, I don't care. If you supported me, I adore you so much, and I have so much love for all of you. I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea. Your positivity, your pictures, your gifts, your videos. I'm so thankful for all of them. There's one fan that I adore not the most, I love all my fans, but Mandy, thank you for the video of me and Shane. It was great. To all my fans that I'm in group chats with, everyone who loves me on Instagram, all the Tumblrs, you guys make my day every day. I cannot tell you how much I love it. You guys are amazing. I hope that I get to do meet and greets and take pictures with you and sign autographs, because I never thought that I'd be able to say those words. I thought I was going to have like one fan. So the fact that I have so many, I love you guys. Rock with me because I'm going to rock with you. And we are going to make some amazing things happen.
There is going to be a ton of amazing things that are going to happen. Now, let's tell them where they can find you on social media. So if they want to follow you, let's start with Twitter. Where will they follow you on Twitter?
Twitter, you can find me. I have a hard name. It's DAN_YELLEEE. 3 E's at the end. I'm probably going to be changing it soon, though, so be on the lookout for that. If I do, it'll be changed to Miss Lickey, but of course I'll give you guys a heads up about that one. My Snapchat is Miss Lickey. My Instagram is Miss Lickey. My Tumblr, I don't remember what my Tumblr is. It's probably the same thing, but I have a Tumblr. And if I don't add anyone on Facebook, please, 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 please don't get upset with me. That's just the one that is super, super intimate for me, and it's really just family because I have a lot of my son's family on his dad's side on there, and that's just kind of special for that. So don't get upset with me if I don't follow you, if I don't add you guys on Facebook. But I'm going to try and find a way. I know there's a way that I can like have you guys follow me. But
I have the answer for you. I have the answer. I'll say this first. I'll say everybody, all the links to all the stuff that Danielle said will be below this video on the edited version, which is where everyone will end up watching the show back. But what I do is I have my Facebook and I'm the same way. It's just my friends and family. Then I created a second Facebook account that I call public.
Okay.
And then that's the one that I add everyone to, and you can make like a fan page off of it or that. But it's easy. Just make a separate,
I'll
make
do
a
that.
second one.
Yeah.
What about P.O. Box for all the people who want to send you stuff? Will you be getting a P.O. Box?
I will be getting a P.O. Box, and I will definitely be posting that absolutely everywhere once I do. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but don't worry. I'm getting one. Who doesn't want to receive awesome, awesome fan gifts and letters? Of course I'm going to get one. And, yeah, I'll definitely let you guys know as soon as that happens. I'll try and go tomorrow and get that done for you guys.
And we will put it below this video where we will tweet it out. Danielle, I hope that when you are not so busy doing a million other things that you will come back on so that you can answer more of your fan questions, or we can even...
Anytime.
Okay.
Anytime. Yeah, maybe me and Shane can do something together when we're here for the finale.
That's exactly what I was thinking. We should have you and Shane back together.
Yeah.
We will.
Jason will have to do one too.
I know. Oh,
this is gonna be great.
you're not going to be able to get Jason off here. Trust me with that. Camila was your #1 fan on this show.
Yay!
Congratulations, Camila. Thank you.
Congrats, baby girl.
Yay. And Danielle and I are going to go, and we will see you guys all later. Bye, everybody.
Hey, just kidding. I love you.